Right on. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that fine video introduction. The best thing about it is my grandkids can see that Grandpop had some hair, okay? And they're sitting down there with mohawks. I didn't have that, but I did have some hair. But it is a pleasure and tremendous honor to be inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. And when Brad Sham called me, of course I didn't take the call, I never do. And his message was, Drew, give me a call. I got something I need to tell you. And Brad Sham never calls me, so, because I never take the call. But this time when he called, I knew it had to be something because he doesn't call me just to say hi. And I knew it wasn't the Ring of Honor because I don't know what they're thinking about over there. Ha ha ha. And I knew it wasn't the NFL Hall of Fame because I didn't hear anything about that. So I didn't know what it was. So I called Brad and he told me the good news that I'm being inducted in the 2010 class of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. And it was a tremendous thrill to hear that. And he doesn't know this, but when I hung up the phone, I started crying because how special this honor is. A skinny-legged kid from South River, New Jersey, the concrete jungle of the world, is now a member of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. How cool is that? And as somebody said, only in America, right? Maybe so, but definitely only in Texas. I've been honored to be a part of the New Jersey Sports Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, but to me, this is the most prestigious because it's Texas and because it's the biggest state and more athletes, football, basketball, baseball, swimming, tennis, whatever, come from this great state. And to be now associated with those guys on this level in the Hall of Fame is a tremendous honor. And how fitting is it for me to be inducted in this class, this 2000 class, that includes a quarterback, Charlie Johnson, who I've been sucking up to all night, hoping to get one more pass, because that's what I do with quarterbacks, suck up to them. Charlie, it's a pleasure. How fitting it is to be inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame with a defensive back that is an NFL Hall of Famer in Emmitt Thomas. And our careers lapped a little bit toward the end of Emmitt's career and the beginning of my career, and I didn't have the opportunity to play against Emmitt, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be up here right now. It's a pleasure. And then a defensive lineman, another NFL Hall of Famer. And the fact that I don't know much about John Randall other than the fact that he played 11 years for the Minnesota Vikings. And there's no wonder that he's heard the story about the Hail Mary. And that's why he gave me that dirty look when I shook his hand and introduced myself. And it's an honor to be with you as well, John Randall. And being a minority myself, being inducted with a lady that understands the suppressions that came along with that is very special as well, Donna Lopiano. And a diver, Laura Wilkinson. And the irony here is that I can't swim a lick. I'm afraid of water. I got a swimming pool I never go in. And to be inducted with somebody that had such an accomplished career diving into a pool is very special as well. And to be inducted with two baseball players, Willie Wells, the great Negro League player, won an honor, and also the great Jim Sundberg. And the irony here is that baseball was my favorite sport growing up. I played more baseball than football by far. And like Willie Wells, I started out and played as a shortstop, but I also started out and played in Little League as a catcher. And the reason is because I thought it was so cool for the catcher to put on the equipment, strap on those shin guards, the chest protector, and a mask, And that was cool as well. So it's an honor to be here with Willie Wells and also the great Jim Sundberg as well. But the greatest and most prized link I have to this great 2000 class of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame is the great link I have with Clint Murchison. I can't tell you what a great honor. Yes, give him some. I can't tell you what a great honor and more of a privilege it is to be inducted and forever linked in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame with the great Clint Murchison. And I'm glad that he was inducted before me tonight, because there's no way, as far as the presentation, there's no way I could have got up here and have Clinton Murchison inducted after me. You do the math, and let me tell you something about the greatness of Clint Murchison. Without Clint Murchison, as you saw in the video and heard his son say, there would be no Dallas Cowboys. Without Clint Murchison, there would be no Texas Ram. Without Clint Murchison, there would be no Gil Brandt. And oh my God, without Clint Murchison, there would be no Texas Stadium. And oh my God, without Clint Murchison, there'd be no Tom Landry. So standing for you tonight, the reason I'm here is because of Clint Murchison. Because without Clint Murchison, there would be no Drew Pearson. And because of Clint Murchison, I had an opportunity to play for the Dallas Cowboys. And because of that, I had an opportunity to be around so many great players. It's unbelievable. A lot of them are in this Texas Sports Hall of Fame. And I'm glad my teammates Rodrigo Barnes, Walt Garrison, and Burton Lawless are here tonight and helping me celebrate this great occasion. But I was able to surround myself with great people with the Dallas Cowboys, and that's how I was able to be successful. And thank God for Tom Landry and the system that he had in place, because that system allowed me, a person that didn't have all the athletic ability in the world, but because that system depended on other things, intelligence, discipline, character, that gave me a chance to make that Dallas Cowboy football team. And it's a great honor to be in the Hall of Fame along with the great Tom Landry and the other great Cowboys that I'll be joining in this hall. Also, you know, surrounded myself over the years with some great people. And in my life after football, I've been really blessed lately to surround myself with some great people. And they are here tonight to support me in this, and I really appreciate them coming in from Dallas and Abilene, Texas. Bobby Blagg, his daughter Molly, her friend Sydney are here from Denton, or excuse me, Sanger. And his boss, or from First United Bank in Denton, Jay Ross, and his lovely wife Carol are here to help me in support of me tonight. And also, my tax attorney from Denton, who I never go far without. He knows everything I'm doing, especially the last few years, and it's been a blessing to me, is Wayne Northcutt and his lovely wife, Chelsea. But one guy that I've been involved with for over 25 years in the business aspect, and he's shown the confidence in Drew Pearson to continue that relationship long after I retired. His father started it, and then when his father passed, he picked up the baton and carried it on, and we're still doing business, and I consider him a business partner, but more than that, I consider him a friend. And that is Seton Higginbotham and his lovely wife, Carolyn, and the owner of Arrow Ford in Abilene. If you need a Ford, he's the man to see, because I'll get a commission. Thank you guys for being here. Also, I have a friend here, Lisa Jordan, and her son Eric drove down from Dallas. They're great friends and supporters of Drew Pearson. I appreciate y'all being here as well. But nothing satisfies me more than having family and friends, but part of my family is here tonight. And everybody couldn't be here because of work commitments. My son Jared, who goes to Jesuit, a junior at Jesuit in Dallas, couldn't be here because he thought his schoolwork was more important. And that's why I love him. That's why I love him. And my daughter Tori couldn't be here, my oldest daughter, because she had just taken a job and it wasn't appropriate for her to miss work today. But I know I feel their presence here. But I do have my lovely daughter, Brittany, who drove in from Dallas this evening, and she is here with me. And I guarantee you, she's been a Hall of Famer in my life forever. What a great daughter, what a great inspiration, and to me, for the things that she does and the way that she lives her life. And then I also got 2 of my 4 grandsons here. Torin, 8 years old, and Deuce, 11. And even though they got school tomorrow, and it's going to be tough trying to get them up and get them ready to go to school, they still wanted to be here to see their grandpa. That's what they call me. Unless we're in the public, I tell them to call me Drew Pearson. Especially when we're in a grocery store or something. But it's great that they're here to see their grandpa. And a lot of people say, Drew, you should have been in there before, or this or that. But no, this is the right time, because this is God's time. And for them to be able to be here, that tells me, and to see this, that tells me this is the right time. So I'm very proud of my family. They are my prized possessions, and I'm glad to be here tonight as part of this induction. Thank you, guys. But I just want to thank the Texas Sports Hall of Fame for this great honor and this induction. I accept this honor on behalf of my late dad, Sam Pearson, who told me when I left Dallas to go to training camp, he said, you remember this quote from Martin Luther King. He said, when you get to the Cowboys and you get in training camp, just like Martin Luther King said, he said, you do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it better. And that was something that's resonated in my mind every time I took a lap and got ready for practice. And every time I committed myself to that practice, I wanted to do it so that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't have done it better. And if you do it that way, then you got a chance to succeed. So I accept this on behalf of my late father, Sam Pearson, my late mother, Minnie Pearson, my late brother, Sam Pearson Jr., my late brother, Carrie Pearson, and my late sister, Debbie Pearson. And my commitment from here on out to this Texas Sports Hall of Fame is that I promise to you that I will live my life so that you'll be proud of me to be a member of this 2000 class and have the privilege of being inducted tonight. God bless you, and thanks for having me.